So let's first start off talking about the Red Sox offseason. Up to this point, up to today, the day I'm recording this, I'm currently recording this on Sunday, March 20th, 2022. They had a pretty uneventful offseason. Outside of the additions of, I guess, Jake Diekman, Matt Strom, I think they also added Rich Hill, Michael Wacha. I mean, these are all names that don't really jump off the page. And so I was pretty disappointed in them, because you saw the Blue Jays getting better by adding Matt Chapman and I think Yusei Kikuchi. You saw wouldn't know if you called the Yankees getting better, but they added Josh Donaldson, who's a good player, costs a lot of money. That trade's just weird and complicated, I guess. You saw the Rays at least attempting to go after Freddie Freeman. I mean, I wouldn't consider to be honest, I don't really know if the Rays have gotten much better. I'm just going to be blatantly honest, but you saw a lot of teams around the AL getting much better. And so up to this point, I was pretty disappointed because I wanted a big splash, because I think that this is a team that should be competing. And today they went out and did just that. They added Trevor Story. And I for one, am extremely happy about this, because as a fan, second base, I think, was our most glaring hole. I mean, we have, I think, Nick York for the future, but I don't think he's MLB ready. Obviously, again, don't quote me on this. I'm not an expert on the Red Sox farm system at all. But now we have our second baseman, and that's a very good thing now that I'm on that topic, because originally you thought, oh, Bogaerts is going to be your shortstop. What if Story doesn't want to play second? But the fact that he's agreed to play second, I feel, is really key for us, because now we have an infield of Devers at third, Bogaerts at short, Story at second, and probably Bobby Dahlback at first, and that is a very good infield. I mean, obviously, Bobby had his moments last year. He wasn't the best, but he wasn't terrible, and I think he could have a breakout season this year. And that's just an amazing lineup, along with hitting wise. And then you also have JD Martinez in the lineup, along with people like Alex Verdugo and Kike Hernandez. So this Red Sox offense is very good, along with the fact that I'm not thrilled with the Red Sox pitching, to be completely honest. Looking at it, they have Chris Sale, Nathan Eovaldi. They lost Martin Perez. They lost Eduardo Rodriguez. They lost... who'd they lose? I'm not sure if they lost anyone else, but it wasn't they haven't gone out and really... Again, they added Rich Hill and Michael Wacha, but besides that, they didn't really go out and add, I guess, an ace. But I think it will be good enough. You saw Tanner Houck last postseason. I'm hopeful that he can improve and get to a point where he's at least a good rotation pitcher, a guy you can start every 5 days, and he'll give you good innings. You also have Nathan Eovaldi, who I like a lot. You have Rich Hill, who let me pull up his stats real quick. I'm not really sure. He's really old, but hold up, give me a minute. Sorry. Should have been more prepared. He had a 3.84 ERA last year, which is pretty good. If that's your fourth or fifth starter, I like that. And Michael Wacha, I guess he's more of a project. But you also have Nick Pivetta. So I think your rotation, it's not good by any means. But if Chris Sale can at least get back to his dominant form, and Eovaldi can become a 2, and Houck can be a 3, and Hill just keeps at his level of being a 4. And I guess you have did I say Pivetta already? I might have mentioned him already. I'm sorry. But, and then you just have, I guess, maybe Michael Wacha or Nick Pivetta, if I already mentioned him, to be your 5, then I think that's not the worst rotation in the world. Let's just put it that way. Not to mention the fact that I think the Red Sox were looking at adding Garrett Whitlock as a starter. I'm not sure, don't quote me on that, but I heard that last year that they were thinking of transitioning him into a starting role. And obviously you've seen how good he was in relief last year. So I'm very excited about this Red Sox team. And but here's the big drawback, which I think everybody has to know about when just thinking about the Red Sox compared to other teams in the American League. I personally think they're one of the better teams in the American League. I mean, the Astros just lost Carlos Correa. But then again, they play in the most stacked division in the sport, I'm pretty sure. I can't think of another division in baseball as stacked as the AL East is right now. You have the Rays, who, say what you want about the Rays, they've won like 100 games the past couple years. They won the division last year. They're a very good team, and they made the World Series in 2020. They're not going anywhere, in my opinion. Then you have the Yankees, and I'm not thrilled about the Yankees, but like, they're the Yankees. They're gonna at the very least. I hate to say this. I know I'm a Red Sox fan. I hate the Yankees, but between me and you, they're gonna be good. They're gonna like have like 85 wins at the least, probably. Then you have the Blue Jays, who again, they went out and they made all these acquisitions, all these trades. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be a dog race. It's going to be a fight in that division. And one other thing, though, that I think you also need to take into account, however, is the fact that there's an expanded postseason. So in the past, it was that you had 2 wildcard spots. I think, again, don't quote me on this, but I think they added a third. And with that third wildcard spot, the Red Sox, I feel, should definitely make the postseason. I mean, we have the same team as last year, and if anything, we've gotten better. I know Chris Sale is out to start the season, but I think if he comes back before August, that means we had him more than we had him last year. So by that standard, we should be getting better. I think losing Eduardo Rodriguez hurts, but I think Rich Hill, and I think if Nick Pivetta or Tanner Houck could take a step up and maybe replace him. And maybe not Rich Hill, because he's like 42 or something. But I think they could replace him. And then, oh god, I kind of lost track of what I was saying. But I think, yeah, back to what I was saying. Sorry about that. Back to the Red Sox being good. I kind of went off topic a bit there. But I think they're a better team than last year. And last year, they were 2 games away from the World Series. And I know that's a bit of a controversial topic. I've heard people saying, oh, it's only because Kike got hot at the right time, you got really lucky, this and that. I personally don't think that's the case. Okay? You got the Red Sox team, they had an amazing first half, and I think people like to think that they dropped off in the second half. But if you remember correctly, they had COVID during that second half. I mean, like, they had a lot of players out. Like, there was that Rays series where I remember like half the team, I think, went on the DL, or went on the COVID list. I think it was like September-ish. It was close. It was very crucial. And like they lost the first 2 games. And it was like the sky's falling, if anyone remembers that. But yeah, I think the Red Sox are a better team, and I think that obviously 2021 was not a fluke. And I think that Alex Cora, again, I feel like he's really underrated here. I feel like he can be a really good manager for us. And I guess basically just lead us to the, maybe not the promised land. I don't know, but I think he's going to be very good. And now that I think about it, I think a question that has to be posed is, are we World Series contenders? And I would say no. I know I just went on this whole tangent about how the Red Sox are a very good team, but I wouldn't necessarily put us as World Series contenders. I think we are better than last year, and I know last year we were 2 games away, and I don't think last year was a fluke again, but I wouldn't say necessarily we're World Series contenders just yet, because you have the Dodgers, you have the Mets, in the NL, I feel like you have a lot of good teams, not to mention their stacked division. But I think that, on a final note, I hope I didn't repeat myself too many times. I think that it's a very good team, and a team that should compete for a very long time, or should be very competitive and make the playoffs and be very good next year. And it's something to be excited for.